Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DrDarnise's House of Magic, Religion, and Conjure. I'm Dr. Darnise, and welcome back. Happy 2020. Let me just say I'm recovering from the flu, so my voice will probably sound a little sketchy, and hopefully I won't cough, but we'll see how that goes. I'm on the tail end, y'all, so anyway, welcome and thank you for being here again. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, share, like, all those good things. Well, since we are well into our first 31, I call it the first 31 days of a new year. We are in January. We are setting our intentions. I hope that you are with me on that. I suggested last month, end of 2019, that we set a word or a term for ourselves. What do we want to embody for this year? And my admonition to you is always to be intentional. Whatever your work is, whatever your religion or magic that you are practicing is, you've got to be clear on your intention, right? And so today I want to talk to you about your process of journaling and how are you making it sacred, sacralizing your journaling. And I'm going to assume that many of us do journal, and if you don't, maybe after listening to this, you will see the value in it. But sometimes, we can journal and not think too much about it. We just are in a habit, or we're sort of doing a report or a complaint, a venting that you might do on social media. And our journal is not for that. I hope that you have as a journal something that's special to you. A notebook, it doesn't have to be expensive, but a notebook that can be something sacred and special to you, because this is the place where you are creating your life. This is the place where you're making sacred how you're going to manifest, how you're going to ground spiritual energy and make it so in your physical material world. Right? So because that's how powerful we are, to actually be able to create our own experiences with our words, with our thoughts. You make it special, make it sacred is what I want this video to be about, right? So this is the place where you're doing your reality creation, where you're grounding the spiritual everything, the universal forces, information from your higher self, from your ancestors, and you are creating a place where you're going to ground the manifestation of what it is that you actually want, right? And that's pretty special. Okay, so I'm gonna cough. Excuse me. So this is the scribing practice, right? The power of scribing, writing something down to make it so. The power of writing is giving us an extra kind of tool to use when we are creating. So what is it that you want for yourself? Maybe you want to manifest a new car. Maybe you want a new job. Maybe you want a new spouse, a new partner. Whatever it is, this becomes a place where you're going to bring in all the powers of the universe and your ancestors, your higher self, and say, this is the place where I want you to meet me. This is what I'm doing on a daily basis. This is how I'm focusing my attention on a daily basis, right? To bring about what I want. So again, not the place for venting, not the place for, talking about how bad everything is and assuming that you're like, well, I'm really talking about, of course I need more money in my life. Well, your journal shouldn't be full of, at least this journal, should not be full of how you don't have money. This journal should be about bringing in the money. What is it that you want to experience? Because it's really not money so much as you want to experience. Is it freedom, a sense of abundance, a sense of being carefree, a sense of having choices? Relish in that. So even when you go to your journal, already set your mind for what exactly is the state of things you want to experience. Not so much, oh, I just need $10,000 in my bank account. I mean, you could write that, but you want to infuse your words on the page and your entire journal with the experience, the emotion of why you want it. Why is this good? Why is this juicy? Why would it be great to have a love in your life? Why would it be great to have a new job? That's what you want to have in your mind. Why would it be great to have these things? Focus on that, right? So, and also in terms of sacralizing it, use the first page of your journal, or maybe the inside front cover, to almost give your journal instructions, right? Let it be known that this journal is for the manifestation of my dreams. This journal is where I create magic, where I transform energy into matter. In this book is where I create my reality. So mote it be. Amen. And so it is, right? So what I'm saying is, turn the whole journaling process into a sacred ritual making kind of experience for yourself, right? And then you can meditate on it after you've written what you want to write. Gather up your crystals around you, or maybe you want to store the journal even with the crystals on top of it. Meditate on it. Again, what are you meditating on? You're meditating on the experience that you want. What's the emotion that you want to experience around the money, the new love, the opportunity to go back to school? Whatever it is, you want it because, as Abraham Hicks says, you think you'll feel better in the having of it. And it's perfectly fine to want it. But I'm pretty sure it's not the thing, it's the experience in having the thing, right? Like you hear, money doesn't buy happiness. We hear this all the time. And we say, oh, well, if I had it, I would be happy. But we know there's rich people left and right who die from drug overdoses or whatever because they're not happy. So it's not the thing. It's the experience you want to create. And so as a magically minded person, you can decide, I'm going to use my journal to recreate my entire life. This is where I do my reality creation. When you think about it, it's pretty magical and pretty amazing. And in my experience, when I write something down, it does seem to manifest quicker. Almost to the point where if I write down a number, like an amount of money or amount of time, I want to be real careful because it will show up as exactly that. And I'm like, wow, I could have said more. Why did I come up with 10,000? Why didn't I say 12,000? Or whatever it is. So you want to approach your journaling as a sacred ritual time, a magical time where you recognize that you have the power, and whatever you put in that book is something that can really manifest. So having said that, now you know, of course, that you have to actually be in alignment with the things that you write in that book. So I just said, oh, why did I put 10,000? I could have put 20,000. I could have put 1,000,000. Well, if you know that you are not in alignment with $1 million showing up in your life, don't bother. I mean, there has to be an alignment of energies. You have to, the universe will match you with the things that you are vibrationally in that neighborhood. So go for the number that is realistic enough where if it showed up, you'd be like, yes, right? But if your mind automatically goes to, yeah, where's that supposed to come from? Then that's not for you. Okay, so I'm going to have to keep this video relatively short because my voice will be going in a moment. But before the month of January got out, I did want to come on and say something about, Happy New Year, bringing in the new year with our intentions, with our magic. And so I don't think that I've talked about journaling before. I know I've talked about having a book of shadows before, but that's different from your everyday journaling practice. So I wanted to give you something that you can put into practice now. that you can do. You can revive every full moon and every new moon. You can use this, and I hope that you're, being careful with your intentions, being mindful, planting your seeds in various ways so that you can get the manifestation that you want. So that's going to be it this time. And well, as you know, like, share, subscribe. I so appreciate that the channel is growing, membership is growing. And yeah, that's it. Bye for now.